Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it was sent to me by one of our dear sister. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world. So our dear sister was saying that all that she wanted was a business that could help her to make enough money. That was all that she wanted. So let us try to speak with her in the comment section. So the message that she sent to me, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? Brother Nashi, I never imagined that my life would take this kind of a turn. So it all started very innocent. I was just trying to make a living, and because I am a woman who lost her own husband a very long time ago, and after I had lost my husband, that was when my own relatives, they worked with my husband's relatives and they took away everything that me and my husband had. So it was really painful because I was left with nothing. They said I was too young to understand anything. Maybe I was. From there on, I moved from one relationship to another until I thought that it was far much better to start my own business. When I started my business, it started innocently, just trying to make a living. But somewhere along the way, desperation led me down a path that I wish that I had never taken. My name is Name Hidden. I own a small restaurant here in Harare. For years, I struggled to keep the business running. The bills kept on piling up so much that I could not even pay the rent. But fortunate enough, the man who owns the building is a good man, an Indian man. So customers were not coming in as much as they were supposed to. And I felt like a failure. Every day that I opened those doors, I know that life was going to be even more difficult for me. The food will get so bad, so much that I'll just sell the food to the street kids. They even knew that this restaurant is where we go and we get our cheap food. So my restaurant, Brother Nash, it was more like my own dream. It was something that I always wanted, something that I had been working for many years to build from the ground up. Look, I started at the industries. That is where I used to cook soft porridge and meat, and then the guys that were working in the industry, they will be buying for me until I started dating this other manager who was a manager at this other place. He was the one who gave me some money. And after he had given me the money, I ended up taking some loans and I borrowed from friends and I invested everything that I had. But no matter what I did, I could not compete with the bigger popular restaurants that were nearby. That was the mistake that happened because there were some restaurants that came along and those restaurants, they are quite popular. I felt like people will just be walking past my place without even looking at my place because it was almost as half as empty. And then one day, that was when I spoke with this other woman. So I had gone to Gulf Complex. I just wanted something there. Then I had this other old woman whom I started speaking with. She was an old friend of my mother. She spoke with me as she was asking me how was my life going. And I said, Mama, the things that are happening in my life, I don't know what kind of a bad luck is this. I am tired. If there is anyone that is bewitching me, I am just asking for that person to at least release me, to forgive me, for I have suffered already. Since that day when you last saw me at my husband's relative, my life has been going down the hill. And then she told me that I should not worry. She told me that even her own daughter had her own clothing shop. She took me to her daughter's clothing shop and she said, you are going to talk with him. She was not there, so I had to wait. When I looked at her the moment that she walked into the shop, I had last seen her many years ago. Her life seemed to have turned out much better than mine. She had her own successful business, a nice car, and a very beautiful home. And I envied her. She told me that she was going to take me to her place. And she told me that her mom had also been in that similar position once after they had lost their own father. That was when she told me that she could assist me. She could go with me to this other man who was from Malawi, the man who could assist me like he had assisted her own mother as well as her own self. So even though she never told me that this man that we were going to meet was a traditional healer, she said that this man was going to give me something that could boost my business. At first, I don't want to lie to you, as someone who grew up in a strong Christian family, this thing of boosting your business, I did not like that idea. As long as it did not involve any prayers, I did not want to be part of it. But poverty can make you stop being a Christian. What she said to me, it really bothered me. She said, look, you are saying that you are a Christian. You do not want to use anything to boost your business. But over these years, what has God done for you? That question, Brother Nashi, what has God done for you over these years that you have been crying and always in pain, not knowing where you are going to get your next meal? Went to that man. That was when I was given some water. I did not know that the water that I had been given, this water, it was mortuary water. So I accepted the water. After I had accepted that bottle that had the mortuary water, then that was when the man told me, and he said that this water that I have given to you, I want you to use it when you are cooking, as well as when you open the doors to your restaurant. You just sprinkle it on the door, just like what happens at a funeral. Like we Africans, we always gather, so people are always going to be plenty at your restaurant. That was when I found out that this water, it was from a mortuary, and I did not understand. I said, what does water from a mortuary have to do with my restaurant? I asked, but he assured me that this was going to be a powerful spiritual ingredient. He explained that the mortuary water, it was going to make people to come, to invite people, just like what people do when they hear that there is a funeral somewhere. They just go there so that they can just be there with the family that will be mourning for their loved one. So, Brother Nashi, I collected that water and I returned back home. I could not sleep throughout the night because I kept on thinking that here I am with this bottle that is filled with water that has been used to wash a dead body. But Brother Nashi, I told myself that I had to do this. So the next day, I followed the ritual that had been taught to me. The water has to be kept in a small black container, which I am always hiding in the back of my kitchen. And I am not supposed to use a lot of it, just a few drops here and there. Even my workers, they do not even understand what kind of recipe will I be cooking, because when they are busy preparing the soft porridge, I always come, then I just drop in just a little bit in the meat and everything. The first time I used it, I mixed a few drops of the mortuary water, and then I prepared the meal. And also, when I was busy cleaning on that day, I told my workers to come later on because I wanted to clean my restaurant all by myself. I mixed a few drops of the mortuary water into the bucket and I started cleaning using the mop, cleaning the floors with it. This was not your ordinary cleaning. As I was mopping the floors, I had to chant as the words that the healer had given to me. And that was when people started coming. On that day, we had to go and buy more chickens. So we were used to buying at least 3 chickens a day, but we went and we bought another 3 chickens. And from there on, we went and we bought 15 more chickens that we had to cook on that day. We made so much money on that day, Brother Nashi, so much money that I saw that now my life was changing. From that day until now, I am still using that mortuary water. Even though I know that what I am doing is not okay, I have made enough money, so much that when I look at my life, I don't know if I am supposed to celebrate or what. I am stuck each and every day when I go through the motions of the ritual, and I hate myself for it. I have made enough money so much that I don't care about this restaurant anymore. But the healer told me that this restaurant, it has to operate as long as I want to stay wealthy. It does not matter I become a millionaire, but still I need to go to that restaurant each and every day so that I can perform my rituals. So Brother Nashi, this is my own confession. I am a woman who is not at peace with herself. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. Can you just imagine using water from the mortuary cooking for people? Yeah, ne?